More 2nd edition Students' Book 3 by Herbert Puchter, Jeff Strengths, Gunter Gerngross, Christian Holtzmann and Peter Lewis-Jones. Copyright Cambridge University Press and Helbling Languages 2014. CD 1. Unit 2, page 15, exercise 3. Listen and repeat.
Has Alice seen the new Star Wars yet?
No, she hasn't.
Has Tom done his homework yet?
Yes, he has.
Unit 2, page 17, exercise 4. Listen and repeat.
What do you think of adventure films?
I think they're exciting.
What do you think of war films?
I don't really like them. They're always too violent.
Unit 2, page 17, exercise 8. Listen and repeat.
Have you seen any good films recently? Yes, I have. No, I haven't.
Unit 2, page 21, exercises 3 and 4. Listen to Sophie and circle the correct answers.
I've always wanted to be in a film, and now I've done it. Last week, I was the star in a film that my brother Sam made. He's not a famous director, of course. He started at film school a year ago, and he's learning all about how to make special effects. He wants to be one of those people who do things like making the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, or who make things explode with lots of noise in action films. Well, he decided to make a film at home. It was a horror film, of course. My brother loves that kind of thing. Don't get me wrong, I like scary films too, but they're not my favourite. In fact, I don't go to see them very often. Sam wrote the film script before we started, with a little help from me. It was a lot of fun. In the film story, we were trapped in the house because a couple of horrible monsters were waiting outside. In the end, we tried to escape, but the monsters caught us. We didn't have time to work on it, but I think the film is good. It was really interesting afterwards when Sam created all the special effects. They looked so real. My friend Mandy and I were the only people in the film, but Sam managed to generate a crowd of virtual people on his computer. He wants to make a longer film soon, with more people and more exciting special effects. I think it's worth a try. And I want to be an actress again. If he asks me to be the star, I'll say, yes, of course.
Unit 2, page 22, exercise 1. Listen and check.
And on today's programme, we're talking to Jodie Hall, curator of the new Museum of Cycling and a former Team GB cyclist. Good morning, Jodie.
Good morning.
I understand you were always interested in the history of cycling.
Yes, my grandfather was a keen cyclist and collector of bikes, and I remember as a child riding some of his old bikes.
So, how did you get the idea of opening a museum?
Well, after the Olympics in London and Bradley Wiggins' success in the Tour de France, I realised that a lot of people shared my interest in cycling and bikes. When my grandfather died, I inherited his bike collection, and the idea of a museum came to me.
My favourite part of the museum is about the development of bicycle design and manufacture.
Yes, I think this is fascinating. If you look at some of my grandfather's bikes, they were built of wood and bits of iron. The bike I rode in my last race is made of titanium and carbon fibre. It's such a big difference.
What's the biggest difference between the two types of bike?
Gosh, well, titanium bikes are much lighter, of course, and much faster.
What is the difference in weight?
Well, a new bike would weigh about 8 kilos, and a bike built in the early 20th century would probably weigh around 20 kilos.
Wow! What about the cost?
My grandfather paid £5 for one of his bikes, and my last bike cost about £4,000.
Oh, that's a lot. And how many bikes have you got in the museum? I know